everybody? I'm trying to back another video out in the middle of nowhere in South Dakota. But I'm leaving this place very soon though. I got one more week in this place and then moving back to good old Minnesota. So yeah, let me hop in the car. I'll do a walk around real quick, but let's see what this video is about. Well, yeah, if you're new to the channel, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have an 05 Cadillac, an 05 Chrysler 300 with a 5.7 Hemi, and I also have an 05 Cadillac STS. That one's got a North Star in it, so North Star V8. But yeah, I already made one of these videos with the Cadillac, so I figured it's only right I do one for the 300. Now, before we get started, for all my returning subscribers, I'm just gonna do a walk around real quick. There's been a few updates for the 300. I know I haven't made a video in a minute, but I'll just talk about a few things and then we'll get right into the video. So, right, I hope y'all like that cold start. Mod-wise, everything is still pretty much the same. One thing I did notice though, my coolant is actually starting to leak a little bit. Well, actually, when I say a little bit, like a big bit. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'll fix that once I get to Minnesota. Right now, I'm not trying to worry about it. Halo's still looking good. I'm driving on green right now, so other than that, everything is pretty much the way it was. God, I just want to get rid of this ugly ass plates, man. I hate them South Dakota plates. Try to get my Minnesota plates back on. Well, yeah, I mean the car's running good. It's running fine. I did put the tail lights back on. I took the stock one. I had this ones off. I put the stock ones back on, and then I took the stock ones off again. The car is filthy though, so I don't mind the filth. I've actually been driving back and forth to Minnesota a couple times now, and I don't think I've washed it in like like a month. Got bugs everywhere. Yeah, it's nasty. Oh, wait till you see the caddy. But anyways, but yeah, it's running good. No issues other than the coolant leak. I mean, I don't know what it is. Obviously, I'm guessing it's probably just a hose, but who knows? But the floor is wet, so I can tell it's leaking outside somewhere. Yeah. So that being said, let's get into the video. Yeah. So I want to talk about. So I made a list. Talk about 4 things. So if you have an 05 300, 05 through 2010, that's the Gen 1 300C. I don't know about new ones. If you have an 05 to 2010 300, 300C, or even SRT, it doesn't matter. Or V6, V8, it don't matter. If you have a 300 from those years, this video is for you. If you got a new 300, well, you can watch it if you want, but I don't know anything about that. So yeah, I currently own an 05 300C, and in the past, I owned a 07 300C as well. But that one, the engine blew up, and yeah, if you've been in China for a little bit, you know what happened with that. But long story short, the freaking valve seat thing dropped, and yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I got 4 things on the list. Now I wanted to make a top 5 things, but honestly, with these cars, they are, decently reliable. To be honest, like even though I had a 07 and my motor blew, I would say this car is still decently reliable as long as you do your part. My 07, that engine blew up. I think I had probably like 230,000 miles on it. So I had a lot of miles on it, and Lord knows I wasn't babying that thing, man. I was, I wasn't racing, but like I was always driving it super hard, so I knew it was gonna go at any point. I just didn't, know, But anyways, nice car nonetheless. So yeah, I liked it so much, and then went through some other different cars. I got a Lincoln, and then ended up back in the 05 300C. So yeah, it's decently like we just do what you got to do, take care of it. Don't overheat it. That's the big thing. So yeah. Now the first thing, let's dive right into it real quick. The first thing that's gonna break in your 300, that's guaranteed to fail. Now, okay, let me clarify. When I say guaranteed to fail, like it's all this stuff I'm about to mention is either gonna fail as on your car at some points, or maybe you already failed by in the past, and maybe you already fixed it, or a previous owner already fixed it. So that's what I'm talking about. But they're so common that it's like you can almost just expect it. All right, the first thing is the camera around. This guy right here, this is a shifter. So this one is super common. I haven't had this on mine, but I'm pretty sure it's probably happened in the past. But yeah, so basically what happens here is your shifter gets stuck in park, and you can't get it out of park. Oh, I just dropped my list. Yeah, so you can't get it out of park. It's not a big deal. It's just an inconvenience if you drive somewhere, to like a gas station or something. Now you can shift it out of park. And the problem there is there's a pink thing. I'll put a picture of it, like a pink plastic thing that breaks. So, obviously you have to take this whole cover, take everything apart. It's not hard to do. I didn't do it on my previous car. I haven't done this one yet, but like I said, who knows? Maybe it's been done in the past. Yeah, so you can either replace it, or some people just get it. There's a metal one they make, so obviously it's metal, it's not gonna break. So some people just replace it with metal and never have to worry about it. So yeah, that's the first thing. Not a big deal. The second one is the transmission. The transmission plug, to be exact. Now the transmission has an electrical plug, and for whatever reason, it just tends to like leak. And it happens a lot. And then when that happens, what's gonna happen is your transmission. You notice you're driving and it's shifting very weird, or it's not shifting, or it's just acting strange. And then people think, oh shit, my transmission is going out, but in reality, it's just the plug that's the fluid is leaking into the plug. And as you can imagine, transmission fluid and electrical plug, it doesn't mix well. So yeah, once you replace that seal, it fixes it, drives fine, no problem. It's not a hard fix. I haven't done it, but I've had it replaced on my previous 300. So but I didn't do that on myself. I actually had that. I took it to a shop because I was changing the transmission fluid. So like I'm gonna just have them replace the seal while they're in there anyway. So but yeah, not a big deal. So but just something to keep note of. The third, this one, y'all probably already know this one. Is right here, the front end suspension. Now this is still, I don't know what the issue is. Maybe it's just cheap parts from the factory or whatever. But if you get an older 300 like this, you are guaranteed to have some kind of a front end suspension noise. Maybe it is like a clunk, or just something while you're going over bumps, or it's really annoying because you can hear it. It's one of those things, like once you hear it, you can't really ignore it. So yeah, just one of those things with this car. It's so common. I had this issue on my '07. I had this problem. Actually, I had it for probably like years trying to diagnose it, and then it turned out to be like a loose screw or something stupid. But so yeah, on the bright side though, it's it's not really hard to replace those stuff in there. I mean, the parts are pretty cheap, so you can replace it. Some people go with aftermarket struts or whatever. So yeah, it's like I said, one of those things, man. It's just you probably have it. You watching this video, you got front end noise, so you know what I'm talking about. All right, so that's it. Now the last one. Oh yeah, I gotta go back outside for this. This one's kind of weird. Now this one's not a mechanical issue. It's more like a cosmetic thing. And what is going on is I don't know if you can see it. So this is the passenger side, the right side. Okay, just try to take note of this gap, right? And then look at the driver's side. I don't know if you can notice, but there's a little bit of a gap. It's not the same. There's a little bit of a gap on this side, And this is something I noticed. I didn't notice on my '07, although when I look back in my pictures that I had of that car, I definitely noticed it. There's a little bit more gap on this side, and I don't know if it's an age thing or what. It's probably because it's old and maybe whatever clips is holding it is starting to give a little bit. I mean, it's still sturdy, you know. It's not gonna fall off, but you know, it's one of those things. Like once you notice it now, you just can't unsee it. But it's not a big deal, to be honest. And I'm actually starting to have a little bit of gap on this side as well. If you come to the back, like right here, like you said, that's a good size gap right here. Now this one I think is just my car, but that front one seems to be something common with this cars. You can see on this side is fine. So yeah, it's really. I'll try to get this fixed because I really don't like the way this looks. But the front one, I'm just gonna leave that. It's not really a big deal, to be honest. So yeah, that's it. Well, anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's only 4 things, and it's not a lot of stuff that, you know, like I say, if you take out these cars, the 4 things that I talked about, it's not like a big deal. It's not like a deal breaker. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna buy this car. Like, it's easy stuff that you can fix, you know. Now, the last thing I was thinking of debating putting on this list is the 5.7 Hemi, the Hemi engines. I'll just put that there. That's not on the list. I don't think that's a super common thing, and that's the issue of, you know, it dropping valve seats, you know, stuff like that. And the reason why I don't want to put it on here is just because if you actually look in the numbers, the stats, whatever, it's actually not that common compared to like the number of cars. I mean, the number of engines they made. It's not that common, you know. And you know, I personally think the reason why that happens is, you know, guys will run their cars very hot, so you don't take care of your cooling system. You don't change your coolants, you know, your thermostat, water pump, all that good stuff. You let the car run very hot, it overheats, and then boom, you know, your valve seat, you know, drops out, and then, you know, but if you drive it fine, driving normally, you know, you shouldn't have that issue. So I wouldn't call that a common thing, to be honest. But yeah, anyways, that's it. That's all I got. You know, I don't know how long this video is, but just want to make a quick video about this stuff. Yeah, nothing really that. Oh, I guess one last thing that I could put on here is the freaking parking brake. It's right there. So yeah, the parking brake. Yeah, I mean, it's probably just, you know, an old car thing. My '07 parking brake didn't work. This one doesn't work as well. So, but yeah, not a big deal. But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. If you got any things, any suggestions, any things that you feel like I should put in the list, you can put it in the comments below. If you've had any of these problems, you know, put in the comments below. If you have any tips, or, you know, for anyone who's looking to buy this car, or, you know, just, you know, take care of it, make it last as long as possible, you know, put your suggestion in the comments. Yeah, man, my Instagram's gonna be on the description. If you got any questions, hit me up there. Yeah, that's all I got, man. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching. Dan 300 out.